The main reason that brought us to Valencia is the 2025 Arival Conference. It's a global gathering for the in-destination experiences industry. Everything travelers do after they arrive. So tours, activities, attractions, and cultural encounters. Douglas Quinby is the co-founder of Arival, an organization dedicated to advancing this sector through research, education, and thought leadership. Douglas and his team specialize in tracking traveler behavior and emerging trends, backed by solid data and industry insights. During his presentation at the Arival Conference, Douglas emphasized that traveler behavior is evolving faster than ever. The ways people used to explore destinations are no longer enough.
Yeah, there's a really significant shift in what younger travelers are looking for. It's kind of like, when I did the tours, with my parents years ago, it was like you go to a place, you hop on a bus, you go around, to all the sites, and you get all the facts. And we see increasingly with the rising generation of younger travelers, so we're talking like Gen Z, young millennials, mostly like before they have kids, that they want something fundamentally different, right? So seeing and hearing, it's not enough. Like they want to taste, they want to touch, they want to feel, they want to be immersed in the experience. They want smaller groups, they want it more personalized, they want to almost think of it like being a co-creator in the experience itself.
The key word is immersive. Douglas highlights examples of experiences that are hands-on and allow visitors to truly engage with the destination on a deeper level.
We see things like culinary experiences, so food tours, cooking classes, sporting activities, more immersive tours. So it's not simply, okay, I want to go see the highlights of this city or that city, but I want to go in a small group and maybe we're going to have a photography tour and class around a particular site, or we're going to dive deep into the history of a particular topic. It's just a very different, more immersive type of tourist experience.
As an expert in the travel experiences sector, Douglas encourages everyone in Aruba's tourism and excursions industry to rethink what they offer to today's travelers.
First of all, one very basic thing is to really think about, your storytelling and your experience design, right? So, and almost, to think about the tour development and very scientifically, right? So, write out your script. How much of your script is facts and dates, and how much is story? How much is your own personal experience? That's what people really want. I think the traditional tour is kind of like, it can be 70 to 80% kind of facts and details that puts, people to sleep. People want story, they want to be connected. So I would almost flip that, and you weave the story, you weave the information into the story and into the history.
Simply seeing a place with your eyes is no longer enough. Travelers want to feel it, experiencing it with all their senses.
So it's really important to include the traveler in the experience. So it's not simply telling them something, but it's, let me show you this, and hey, look over here and see how you can do this, and give travelers, include things that will touch all of the senses. Something that they can taste, a special local kind of treat, or a drink, or a coffee, or something that they can touch, right, or smell. Like, make them be a part of the experience.
Overcrowding is an issue that many popular destinations around the world experience. Douglas believes the solution lies in smart prioritization, curating and managing the visitor experience more intentionally.
Right, the overcrowding issue, I don't actually think that there's too much demand. It's that there's too much demand all at the same time, and for all the same places. So it's really not so much an over-tourism issue. So this really requires very close coordination with the attractions, with the tour operators, and with the destination. So it's things like staggering arrivals, minimizing group sizes, in some cases also increasing prices. So one of the trends that we're seeing within our industry is the rise of dynamic pricing. So using using pricing as a way to motivate travelers to come at different times. So look, everyone, and I'll use the example of say Paris. Like, we're all on a tour, we're on vacation. Everyone would like to wake up at their leisure and they want to go to the Louvre or the Eiffel Tower at 11 or 2 on a Saturday, and that's great. But charge your premium price then. And if you have a light time, 8 a.m. on a Monday morning, most people don't want to get up at that time. But you know what? If I can save 15, 20, 30%, especially if I'm there at Arival with my family, then create those types of offers.
In order for a company to offer dynamic pricing, it does require investment and strategic planning. It is not something that happens overnight.
But I will say that requires technology, that requires investment, that requires analytics, that requires organizational change, but that needs to happen at the industry level or it's going to have negative repercussions for attractions and destinations. It already is. We're seeing this already.
Douglas has a final note for tourism leaders. When it comes to the new generation of travelers, the experiences being offered within that city or island needs to be at the forefront. There is a shift on what experiences captivate the new travelers, but most importantly, there is a shift on how much of significance the travelers place on experiences when selecting the destination to travel to.
Too many destinations and destination marketing organizations, they're focused on arrivals, they're focused on hotel occupancy, they're focused on airlift. All of that is, of course, critically important. Those are essential KPIs for destinations. However, travelers, how they're thinking about their destination decision is changing. We are increasingly seeing travelers, especially the rising generation of younger travelers, Gen Z, younger millennials, they are making decisions about where they go increasingly based on the experiences and attractions that are there. So it's almost like a generational psychological shift from like in the past where it's like, oh, I want to go here. By the way, what are some of the great things to do there? It's shifting to, oh, I want to do this. Where are the best places to go and do that thing? Destination marketers need to be putting experiences, tours, activities front and center in their positioning, in their marketing, in that so when they're reaching travelers in that dreaming phase around travel and discovery, it's experiences first, it's all the other stuff later.